Is my boy Kai Cenat the new Akaash Singh? Yo, this Kai Cenat GG situation is insane, bro. But I have to say, you could have seen it coming from a mile away. From the very first day that I saw the interaction that Kai Cenat had with this Gigi girl, his alleged girlfriend, I knew that wasn't going to last. I knew it wasn't going to last. Another super simp. I think that the problem is that these guys, a lot of these guys that are celebrities, get that little bit of fame, they still are lame. I always know, rich, lame, that's what Mr. Organic used to call them, for better choice of words. And it's true, you're rich, but you're still lame and you still have no experience with females. Kai Cenat made the biggest mistake he could have ever made when he introduced her to the limelight. Now, a lot of people will say, well, she was already making videos. She was already trying to grow her platform. Yes, that's true. That's true. But when you're an influential, big time content creator on the level that Kai Cenat is at, and you decide to present any girl that is not a public figure to the internet, it's GG's for you. It's GG's for you. Because if you guys haven't noticed, all of these dudes, all of these big celebrities, athletes, actors, rappers, they all seem to go after the same girls. There's a reason, because those girls have already been industry proven, right? So it's a very small pool of females that these guys are willing to take the risk with. And you just introduced fresh meat to that pool. The moment he introduced his girl to the public, it was done for him, because you instantly qualify her for that celebrity dating pool. So what's going to happen once you introduce her to that pool? Now she's qualified. Now all of the other guys that are waiting there like piranhas looking for fresh meat, they're going to put their eyes on her. And they're going to say, Kai Cenat's girl, she's mid, but she's been with him for a while. She hasn't screwed him over. So let's give it a try. Let's see if she falls for me. And a lot of these guys are not lame, rich N-words. A lot of these guys are actually smooth. They actually got the riz. So you're telling me that if one of those guys, a real legit player, slides into her DM, she's not caving, she's not falling? Come on. Especially when she's already clout hungry, because that's problem number two. Problem number two is, if you're an influencer, the worst thing you can do is go date another girl who also wants to be an influencer. Go find a female who's super duper ambitious, who wants to create content, who's hungry for clout. It's going to be the end of you. It's going to be the end of you. Even if she's with you because she genuinely cares for you, the want for attention, the want for clout will supersede her affection for you. And if she's out here chasing the bag and chasing that, ambitious clout, and some big time actor, real movie star, because it doesn't matter if you're just famous off the internet like Kai Cenat, if a real actor, a real rapper, a real musician slides into her DMs, she's going to be tempted, because that has the real stamp of industry approval. You look at a guy like Kai Cenat, and he's successful in his own right. No one's going to take that away from him. But there's bigger fish out there. There's bigger fish out there. It doesn't even matter if you have less money than Kai. If you're an actual actor who's in movies, you're Hollywood, and you have a girl who's chasing Hollywood, chasing fame, chasing validation, and Hollywood slides into her DMs, she's as good as gone. That was his first mistake. His first mistake was introducing this girl to the public. The second mistake is, you can tell just by looking at Kai Cenat, he don't got experience with females. He doesn't. So I promise you, and I can almost guarantee, that Kai Cenat was trying to hook her with money, to the point where there's even clips circulating. I saw a clip of her asking for a pink G-Wagon. Yo, that's wild. For your girl to be asking you explicitly for material things, especially things like that, the pink G-Wagon, is crazy. The balls on this girl to even think to do that. Now, I mean, it could be a skit. It might have been for laughs and giggles, but it really, really is giving me Akaash Singh vibes. I can never get this guy's name right. Akaash Singh vibes. Seriously. And the truth is, it doesn't even matter if it's for a skit or not. I would argue that even if it was for a skit, who came up with the skit? Who came up with the skit? And do you really even want to promote something like that? Because essentially, you're telling the world that your girl is looking for material things from you. You got her because you're supplying her lifestyle. So even if it is a skit, it still looks bad for you. And the truth is, let's say it is a skit. Let's say that Kai Cenat was the one who came up with the skit. That's still a bad move because now you're implanting that idea in your girl's head. You're giving her the idea of, I will give you material things to make you happy. And that whole material things to make someone happy, that only goes so far before it runs out. Before she finds another guy who's willing to give her more. There's always going to be somebody who's willing to give you more. There always is. Or that's cooler than you or has something that you're lacking. He made a giant mistake, bro. I feel sorry for him, but I also think it's kind of funny. You know, this is a learning experience. It's a learning experience. Little Kai's out here crying about his mental health. He's just catching L after L after L. And I hope to God that his video about the mental health wasn't in regards to this girl. Because that's just pathetic, bro. That's just pathetic. I get it. You're going through a heartbreak. Everybody goes through heartbreaks. You're fucking Kai Cenat, bro. You're Mr. Kai Cenat, KC3. I'm not trying to glaze here, but I'm pretty sure if your girl is already gold digging you, she's already a materialistic, clout hungry bitch, you can go find another one like that. If you're seeking true love, it's going to be hard for you, man. You're already super well known. You're going to have to go find some person who's not into streaming, who's not into any of that stuff, who's off the radar. But the problem is, Kai Cenat's the kind of guy who I think he likes to have his relationship in the limelight. So he'd probably find some girl who doesn't know about streaming, who's new, and do the exact same thing again. Again. Get her taken again. It's a cruel world out here, man. You introduced fresh meat to the dating pool. I promise you, within the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to see this girl, Gigi, with some athlete or some actor or some rapper. She's gone. And then she's going to do the rounds. You've introduced fresh meat. I keep saying it. You've introduced fresh meat. So he needs to wise up. He needs to wise up. But the problem is that Kai Cenat really is a lame man new. I don't want to say the word. I already said it now. This is probably going to get our video demonetized. But he is. He is. You know, zero experience in any of the areas that actually matter because he got famous and rich too young. This guy hasn't experienced anything. Everything that he gets in life is handed to him at this point because he's so well known in those circles that he runs, in those communities that he's in, you know? Now, I'm not trying to take away his climb to success. Sure, he did that on his own. But once you get to that point of success, people just start giving you stuff because they're giving you stuff because they expect something in return. That's the unspoken rule. The unspoken rule of success is that when you're successful and you show up somewhere, people give you stuff that you don't need or didn't request. They give you stuff because they expect something in return. Heck, I'm not super rich. I'm not famous. And even that happens to me. When I had the McLaren and I'd pull up at a restaurant and there's people waiting to get their table and they let you skip all those people to give you a table. They let you park in the VIP. They give you a great seat. They serve you fast. There's a reason why they're doing all of that stuff. They give you some free food. Because they want a giant tip. They want something from you. Or even worse, sometimes it's not even about the place they work at. They're helping you out, giving you a leg up because they're going to ask you for a favor for themselves. Hey, before you go, man, can I get your number? I'm an aspiring musician. Bro, I'm trying to start my rapping career. They always have something. And this is the same everywhere you go. This is why when you're rich, you can game the system. You'll get so many people giving you stuff. You'll get so many people giving you stuff because they want something from you. And you might be, if you're savvy, if you know the game, you might just take and not give anything back. But it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, they still expect something back from you. And that's the part of the contract that Kai Cenat is not getting. You know, he's too successful in this area. He's going to have to go out of his demographic to find somebody. And I don't think he's comfortable doing that because he's lame. He's a lame. He hasn't lived life. Say what you want about me as a person. I've lived way more life than Kai Cenat. He hasn't experienced the nitty gritty of life. You know, and people will say, oh, well, you know, Kai Cenat didn't start out rich. He was poor at some point. Yeah, as a teenager. As a teenager being a brokey, everybody's a brokey as a teenager. That's not, he hasn't experienced struggle as a grown ass man. And he probably never will. He probably never will. This is his first real struggle, public struggle. And we'll see how he handles it. We will see how he handles it. I just think that he's going to have to grow a tougher skin. He's going to have to get out of his comfort zone. He's going to have to reach out into industries, people that normally they're not in the streaming world. They're not in the entertainment world. They're not in the materialistic scene. Because the problem with a lot of these guys is they go after girls that are in that scene, right? Girls that want the Gucci bag. Girls that want to dress in designer. Girls that want to go on expensive vacations. Girls that want to see supercars. If you're rich and you find those kind of girls, you already know what social contract you're signing. And I don't know if Kai Cenat's girl started out like that, but the problem is it's very easy for you to convert somebody into that too, right? It's easy to do it. You know, a lot of guys, most guys don't know how to set boundaries. So they find a girl who's not materialistic and they convert her into a materialistic girl because they train her. They give her a bunch of gifts for no reason. They put her on a pedestal. They worship the ground she walks on. They show no boundaries. They don't push back. They just give the girl everything without any pushback or boundaries whatsoever. And little by little, just like any other animal, that person learns this person is easy. This person's a pushover. I can get whatever I want from them. And eventually, they become entitled and they say, yo, where is my Birkin bag? The fuck? Don't play with me, boy. Where is my pink G-Wagon? And when you're a rich lame who's afraid to lose your girl, you're not going to set any boundaries. You think Kai Cenat really set boundaries? I'm telling you, this is an Akaash Singh situation. The only difference is that Kai Cenat escaped a bullet because he didn't marry this girl. He didn't marry this girl. Akaash Singh is in a complete different scenario because he married the girl and now he's in a world of pain. he's experiencing his own humiliation ritual live. So Kai Cenat, you dodged the bullet, bro. Realistically, you dodged the bullet. Now it's up to you to see the upside, right? And from what I'm seeing with Kai, when I'm seeing with those tweets he put out, my heart is broken. I will never be in another relationship again. It's like, no, dude, you're not seeing this the right way. You should be celebrating. Yo, there's plenty of fish in the sea, bro. Realistically. And realistically, I hate to say it, but as a successful man, a famous celebrity, I would argue to say he's a celebrity. I hate to say it. It burdens my tongue to say those words because you guys know I don't fuck with Kai Cenat like that. But he is a celebrity. As a celebrity, you can probably get 85 to 90% of the women on the entire planet if you really wanted to. Let's keep it a buck. So you should be celebrating. I promise you there's this Gigi girl, she's a dime a dozen. She wasn't even bad. I hate to say it. She wasn't even bad. She's a dime a dozen. You can find another Gigi, brother, who's bad. Or you can go through the humiliation ritual, start sobbing on the internet, throw a pity party, lose your audience. You know, my main thing is your first mistake was clouding her up. You should have never had her on your stream because you're at a level that it's danger zone, you know? It's not like me. Right now, I'm a nobody. I have only 5,000 subscribers. I can have my girlfriend on stream. I can have friends, family on stream because there's really no big advantage to that person. I'm not putting them on. But you at that level, bro, like you're an idiot. I hate to say it. That's dumb. That's dumb. You're literally giving another person the seal of approval in the industry. And as a female, you're giving her the seal of approval in the celebrity dating pool. You're cooked. Biggest mistake you made. So tonight, I'm going to be covering this on my stream. I'm going to post this video. Normally I post, I don't know if I should post this video today. I think I'm going to post it tomorrow. I'm going to be covering this tonight. I'll probably post 2 videos about this because I want to post this tomorrow in the morning, and then I'll post the actual clips from tonight when we talk about it on stream. We'll probably dive a little bit deeper. We'll probably react to some videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned because I'm going to drop the clips from the stream from tonight, tomorrow, when you're seeing this video tomorrow. And it's going to be a banger. That's all I can say. It's going to be a banger. So subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.